my background is I'm half Japanese, quarter Korean, and quarter Hawaiian. The Korean side is my dad's father. He was pure Korean, so my dad's half Korean and half Hawaiian. The Hawaiian side of the family is Kamahele from Puna, and I'm heavily influenced by that side of the family. So about 10 years ago, I started to look into what was causing our farming cost to rise. And I realized it was related to petroleum, oil costs. And the thing I realized was that oil was a finite resource. At some point, it's going to get more difficult and more expensive. And then as I started to look into it and think 10 years down the road and our economy, how it is, I started to realize that, boy, this is pretty serious because we're really relying on tourism and the military primarily for our economy. And tourism is based on jet fuel price. When the jet fuel prices go up, the airline tickets cost more, less tourists come. So I figured, you know what, we better start diversifying. And then, you know, as you look more into it, and you realize that the Big Island has the lowest median family income, the highest suicide rate, and the highest rate of homelessness, they're all related to economic situation. And the most direct relationship is education to family income. So that's what's at the bottom of it. I think one potential is this: it's not very well known, but in the early days, the deal was 7.5% of the viewing time was going to the University of Hawaii Institute for Astronomy. Now, just imagine if you could split half of that and give it to the University of Hawaii at Hilo, and give the value not only in 30-meter telescope time, but split it among all the telescopes. Now all of a sudden you've got students that have an opportunity that nowhere in the world is possible. And it'll all go away if TMT goes away. Well, you know, there's a time when you got to stand up for what you believe is right. And this issue, I think, has come to a head where people, like-minded people, need to stand up and be counted. Now, I don't mean to imply that this is an adversarial situation, because it's not. What it is just asking for our voices to be heard. And what we want to get across is that, why can't we do both? Why can't we have cultural respect as well as take care of the folks on the lowest rung of the economic ladder? My take on it, and just like Hokulea, you know, the attitude of the people that came across the ocean at first was probably not no can. Because if you're saying no can, you'll never leave. So the reason I'm involved is because I believe can. Well, you know, I was there when the president of 30-meter telescope, Henry Yang, first came to Hawaii. He came to ask the question: is it possible to site the 30-meter telescope here on Mauna Kea? And at that time, the scientists were getting ready to start learning how to speak Spanish to move to Chile. But he came and he asked, and it didn't take me very long to realize that this guy was a different kind of guy. He was somebody that you could do business with on a handshake. And you know, the start of the Think Fund, which is $1 million for keiki education, that came about because Henry and his friend came in, I don't know, close to 17, 18, 20 times, I don't know. And every time they came in to talk to the people. They did not talk to the press. It wasn't their focus. And the Think Fund came about because he realized that the lowest common denominator that everybody on all sides of the issue could agree on was keiki education. So that's where they went. And I saw it, I was there. Well, as I said, I've been at it from the start and real close in, so I actually know what they've done. And of all the big companies in Hawaii, all of the big companies should copy the TMT because they tried to do everything right. They just did. I'm always one to be looking for the folks on the lowest rungs of the economic ladder, the people, the kupunoan, fixed income, single moms, that kind of thing. And so when we're looking at it that way, we got to make sure that this is about all of us, not just a few of us. I would say, keep an open mind, and when we're trying to advocate for what we're trying to advocate for, we're just saying, hey, why can't we take care of the unfortunate folks on the lowest rungs of the economic ladder while we're taking care of the culture? So this is not a fight. This is a win-win situation. So the reason I'm not afraid is because I'm not fighting. I'm not at odds with anybody. Yeah, as a matter of fact, a lot of the folks on the other side are my friends. Yeah, it's just that I feel like, oh, gee, this is about time I got to stand up and say something.